and say, okay, old horse, giddy up and let's fly away. Let's get this freight down yonder highway and deliver the goods, 'cause the people deserve it, wouldn't you say? Well, if they didn't, we'd never make it, would we? And guess what? We have. We did the long run, the long haul, man. We took it all the way through this distant thing called time, and it's distant from us today, 'cause we come back to Spring Creek, you know. Yeah, Spring Creek, you know that place, that one little speck of light in the middle of the universe here on Mother Earth, where, you know, the peaceful waters begin their flow. I mean, the waters of life, the original waters, don't you know? It's all a flow of love, radiant light, getting it just right. Coming through the heart of this old fart, man, you betcha. Crusty old hippie if ever there was one. But melting down right here in the light of the sun, even though I'm indoors right now flying around here with you on this spaceship, love. We're getting on through. That good old Mary Jane's there to help us along the way. She eases our pain by showing us the love in it, wouldn't you say? See? That's what you do the little sacred herb for, man. She is a gateway, all right. The gateway herb, the gateway to paradise, man. Well, if nothing else, she's got the key that unlocks the door to that, okay? That's kind of more or less the way to really put it, wouldn't you say? 'Cause that's Mother Mary J. Always here for us. Always here to help us along. The kindest heart there could ever be, always singing kind of a lullaby song. Even when you're getting all warlike and just can't quit, she's the one there that says, come on, get out of it. You know, and you keep hearing that call until one day you just can't help it no more. You fall. You surrender. You become a living, breathing human being once again. Brand new inside, man, because you're not taking that old ride. The weapons, they just fall away. You give them up right there, right now, right here in this moment of time, this moment outside of time, this moment when you realize your heart divine. Yes, indeedy, dream on, baby, because this is your dream and you can have it any way you want. Don't you see? Now you fall back on the rock there in the middle of that battlefield of life, you know, and realize the unloving ways you've been swept up in, and just give it a sweet goodbye. You're not going to sit there and be all morose about it. You're not going to let it grind you into the ground no more. You're through with that shit. It's clear. You're done with it, dear, and you don't have to be it anymore. And you know, soldiers all around you catching on too, man, because you got in the flow of love at just the right moment, just when you were about to really, really blow it and go down for the rest of your life. Instead, you came around. See, it's your heart. And it's in that heart you've been found, that heart that brought you around, that brings you around consistently, that won't let you go over the edge. It'll bring you right up to it. It'll let you go there. You bet. You play that edge a lot. But guess what? Won't be doing that anymore. There is no edge. That was the illusion. Life goes the way the heart wants it to flow. Right here, right now, today. Don't matter if you're a policeman type soldier, a soldier type soldier. You know, some kind of footpathie for the powers that be or were. There ain't no more, you see. There's no power in that. That's programming, that's brainwashing, that's fear, that's retrogression as far as humanity's dear. Yeah, indeed. But see, we had to retrograde that far in order to understand we needed this heart in the first place. And because we're catching on now in this moment, guess what? There will never be another moment of war. Because we're the ones that do it. We're the ones that push the button, move the machines around, shoot the enemy down, etc., etc., etc. But now we're the ones that bring them around. We're firing a little different sort of weapon from our side of the fence this time, baby. And there ain't no defense against it at all. It's worse than nukes ever dreamed of being. And it destroys the unreal world just as devastatingly as that atomic weaponry can, you know? It just takes the wind right out of its sails, man, and sends it flying, you know? It's just a breeze now, man. And in the and how moment of this moment, you realize your love for humanity. how great that it can be. Yeah, flowing through you, flowing through me, flowing through all of this reality. And you begin to see it now. Be it now. Love it. Because love is what we're made of. You see? And there is no enemy. All people are your friends now. Family, tightly bonded to your heart because they come from the same heart you do, baby. And that's the mother love, the source of the eternal forgiveness. Hell yeah! Just let it go. Don't be that anymore. See, it doesn't have to even slow you down a step. But it changes your whole reality. It's devastating to that old way. You cannot fight it out anymore. You won't fight it out anymore. All you want to do is be happy and play. And share that with your buddies here in the playground of life, wouldn't you say? Now that's the way of being. You know, and the only way to convey that into this reality is by jacking up the sound when Grandpa Coyote and Obi-Wan Kenobi and all these angelic presences are around. Yeah, like yourself, see, you've just been found. And you're coming around. Don't be afraid. It's all right now. The dream goes the way the dream wants it to be. And that's in your heart. And that's where you want to be because that's where you are. So you've been trained away from that. You've been taught to deny it to the extent that you could draw down on another human being and think that was some kind of justifiable thing. See how brutally we've been tricked, yet how baby-like we approached it? See, there's a certain innocence even in being forced into that kind of warfare. Because you never really wanted to be there. No part of you did. Yet you got swept up in that little darker flow. You got hypnotized by some magicians, don't you know? People that know the art of manipulation and control. People that know how to feed off your derogatory energies. Oh, another kind of flow, wouldn't you know? But guess what? What did we discover today? It's all made out of love. And therefore, our experience in it is pure. Because we are the love that created all of it. The destruction, the mayhem, the creation, the beauty, the truth, the surrendering that you're going through right now. And how. But you're not surrendering to an enemy. You're surrendering to the greatest friend there could ever be. Your Mother Earth, who gives you now this place of birth, this place of being, B-E-R-T-H. Here you can tie up to the dock and rest and recuperate and recover what you've been through. Recover yourself from all of that. Let that be over with. The nightmare is done the second you want it to be. And that second is now. And it's always there. And it'll never go away. To every divine soldier in this presence, warrior of whatever sort, we share this presence today, this presence of truth, of heart, of awakening, of knowing better than what you've been before. Therefore, you don't have to be it anymore. You're here to establish that peace on earth. That's why you've been compelled into the battlefield of hell, to bring about this paradise, this little slice of life that knows, that's content in its knowing. It's okay with all that's been done, but ain't going there no more. It's in a creative flow, a loving flow that redirects the energies of hostility. Because there is none. And there is no longer this pain. For we've let go of all that has departed us, don't you know? And that pain is part of that flow. It was a grand illusion, don't you know? But in pain we could be manipulated. We could be made to spread the suffering rather than to contain it and rearrange it the way we're doing right now, see? There is no suffering. There is no war. There's nothing to war with. There's not an idea that has to be fought over, not a one. For each idea is created. And all bring forward the same interesting effect. These days, this time, now, and always have done, though we couldn't see it that way. Till today, till this moment of now. In the end, how? We begin to see something more than belief. We understand now how the beliefs have kind of misled us into this pathway of destruction. But we're bright little mother truckers. We let this darkness bring us to light. We see the sunlight in the middle of the night now. And we know that it's all right, that we can go forward from here different than we've ever been before. And no one can lob a bomb, shoot a bullet, or anything of a destructive way toward you, let alone you toward them either. It's over with. Our need to destroy is ended now. We're back to the beginning. Spring Creek, the moment of heart. When you start to find life as the living work of art, right from that beginning moment of what? Now! Whatever has been is done is done. Whatever will be comes from right now, don't you see? And in this moment, we gather together naturally with all of our brothers and sisters of a similar ilk, a similar vibe, all across this grand drive we call humanity. For we are the centering love of the mother, bringing the children back together with their heart. And we're cast through every little segment of this world. This is an end to the skullduggery and the beginning of life as we will have it be from our heart, don't you see? A gift, because we're giving it to ourselves, allowing it to be, no longer lost in the mystery of war and conflict, no longer lost in the avenues of pain, no longer lost in that which has no gain. For the gain is in the giving, the letting go, the surrendering to the truth of our heart, don't you know? It's time, baby. It's our turn. And it's about time, wouldn't you say, that we stepped out of time here today and let this 7,000-year cycle come to play naturally. See, because it don't matter what time it is. The time is always right now. That's just the way it should be, so that's the way it is, don't you see? The way we dream it to be in our mutual heart. Here at Spring Creek, your moment of truth once again, as is every moment. Here on the Hazy Radio Network, and there in your life too, and all across the planetary reality, and extending within and beyond it too. This awakening, well, here we go, babies. Life is a rock, and you got the radio to help you roll, don't you know? With Grandpa, Coyote, Okiwong, Kenobi, oh, babies, and your sweetheart, and all the rest of the sweethearts in this earth that are catching on and surrendering, oh, baby, and rendering their heart back to be the center of all creativity, and every living breath that we take and every movement we make. Ain't it beautiful? You know, geez, and you thought you really was going to have to go down to come around. No way, baby. You've gone down long enough. Time to fly, babies. Get really high and keep it that way. Never lose the buzz, cuz. Never lose the clarity. Cling to it like it's life itself, cuz it is, man. And you'll become that. And you are that. For that's what you've become, yeah, in a way, but also it's what you've been all along, wouldn't you say? Take a look. You'll see what I mean, Jelly Bean, as you start to study the flow of life in a rock and roll sort of way, okay? Today is your day. No question about it. Hey, I gotta tell you, man, that's when I knew things, even though they were crazier than hell, were gonna turn out all right. When we saw all of our fair lady friends, women, rising up and marching all over this earth after Brother Lurch was elected to that momentous place, you know, millions of them. And I knew then that, especially since they all went off peacefully, the cops didn't start beating on them, etc., for the most part anyway, etc. And of course there were people there trying to swing it this way and swing it that, but you know, just the fact that it was there and it was happening and it was an active demonstration of the will of the people's heart given in feminine directions, man. I don't know how many of you recognized it, but this was a whole turn in a new direction for this whole earth. It was one of those turning points indeed. The brute and the brutality come forward to face the feminine, the soft heart. It's almost as if, Armageddon happened right there, and it was totally derailed by the nurturing love of creation, demonstrated in the form of the human female rising up all across this land. Say, hell no, we ain't taking this, man. You're not killing our babies no more. You're not letting this madman take us off to war and impose this martial law, etc., 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 whatever the dark old plans might be. They ain't working now, don't you see? Because the woman in her heart said, okay, enough. Now they're going to have a piece of me like they ain't never seen before. The creative side. The side that'll bring men up not to fight, not to be furious, but to be those who are there to resolve any issue that might arise, any inequity that might be here. The men rise up and say, "Ooh, let's get that one, dear," and turns it into an avenue of flaming heart. That just dissolves it all down to the basic love we're all united in, you see. So a soldier of today finds himself there on that battlefield, in that machine-like way. But the heart is there. It's come out to play. The machine don't operate no more. The cold heart never was and never will be. That's the illusion, don't you see? And sure, a lot of us get swept up in a lot of different kinds of treachery. It's not just foot soldiers, and it's not just cops and police. It's each one of us being inequitous with one another. Having to think we got to feather our own nest first and foremost, and then once we got ours, baby, get out of the way. Don't you come begging at my door, etc. I mean, no. Been that way for far too long, And the reality's been that people have been helping each other out on the lower end all the time, else humanity never would have survived. So the love's been alive in one direction or another all the way through all of our hellacious experience and all the atrocious treachery we could invent for ourselves to go through, man. Holy guacamole, have we fried our hide more than once on this magic carpet ride we call life? See, but we're not done in by it, and we never will be, and we never can be. Because for one, life goes on forever, especially the human life. It never dies, man. That's the illusion, of course. Well, how do we know that? I mean, sure, they've been talking about it forever and a day, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know it when the dead dance with you today. While you're rocking away with Grandpa Coyote here at Spring Creek, the headwaters of life. Experiencing your own little moment of truth, bathing in these original waters, the same way you do over there. Joyful Journey Hot Springs in the embryonic hot waters of love coming right from the mother's heart. And all the many places like it across this great earth. Let me tell you, babies, we got it on. We're living that way now. We're not letting anyone take us away from our heart ever again. But see, we didn't know that. We didn't even know what a heart was, really. As angelic presences before we stepped in here to become human and so forth, man, we hadn't a clue. Even though we could see the adventure waiting for us, we didn't know. We really didn't. We were innocent little lambs being led to the slaughter in a way. Yet at the same time, because we are totally devoted to the heart of the divine, we knew we'd make it through. And we created that finishing moment in the beginning of it, too. So we, gave ourselves that reassurance. Because one is the same as the other, and both are beginning right now, in this moment. See, this is the culmination of time. This is the end of our experience in that rigid sort of way, that frigid sort of way, that cold-hearted has had its day. We brought the reptilian back in and let him inhabit within, thinking that we needed in some way to reformate that life. Well, indeed, we needed to reflow ourselves in that expression, yes. But it's us, not them. You see, we're all together as a life, a love in motion. Each one of us and all of us together as the various tribes we are and different formations that we are. Yet in the formless is the form of creation given, see? So just take your form to be a natural expression of the beauties that it is, not as something you need to identify with. You see, your identity is the life you're living and the experience you're given to live in it. And you've done so quite spectacularly, I got to tell you. Mainly because you've just done what was required of you, which was to survive to this moment, to this day, this moment in time, where you can finally realize you are indeed the divine. You're made of the essence of the divine. And this your little shrunk down human form we've been living in is only a mere spectacle, a particle, a specter is what I'm trying to say, yeah, of what we really are. It's a little teeny bit. Yet within this soft, sweet little carcass of humanity rides the total of all life, experienced in a multi-dimensional way, in which divisions just melt away. So there is no parallel universe, and there is no dimension. But we don't know that till we're expanding beyond them, see? And all we got to do is right now allow it to be. Just allow our heart to feel and hold this unity, to be held in the arms of the mother love once again, and know that we deserve it because we're made of it. We are the same energy in every life represented here. We're like molecules in the divine body of love, and each has its own little spectacular performance to be in. Yet it's all cohesive with all the other molecules in the body. Now that doesn't mean a sickness couldn't fall upon us, but only in the way of the aberrant and the errant could it be expressed. In other words, in an illusionary sort of way, because divine is divine. It doesn't create undivine, you see. There is no opposition, there is no opposite. See, it's the lack of polarity rather than the embracing. See, we've gone to the extremes of that, but you can only do that in an untruthful way because polarity does not exist. There's only unity. See, you're feeling that today in that singular sort of way. All of your energies inside are uniting. Right down the middle of that beautiful person that you are, and this spreads everywhere. It's felt everywhere, even though there might only be, 10,000 people tuned in, 1,000, 100, 2, whatever, man. It might be me and you, see? It's all of us. If it's one, it's two. And if it's two, it's all through. That's all it takes. Two in recognition, and there we are. We're back to the beginning, Spring Creek, the headwaters of life, the source of all truth, where life flows into being, and joyously so. It's a happy little place, don't you know? That's why we got the fairies and all the elementals hanging around such a place, They're there to share their magic, spread the love into this life of human form, so that then we can be again the magical little presences that we are in the divine body of the eternal love we live in, man, and are made of. Oh, sweet love, sweet love, sweet love. It doesn't get much better than this. But baby, it does expand from here, which means it's always in a state of constant improvement. How much happier can you be? Hang around for a moment. Let's see, okay? That is the way. And the way of the coyote, too, which is a blessing to all of humanity. The same way the buffalo gives forward the unity of heart, etc., and so on throughout all of this creation. We work in unity, we prop and support each other, even through illusions, man, and have the greatest time doing it in a spiritual, soulful sort of way. See how united our heart is? You're starting to feel that today. How can you give that pain away to let it go? Let it be a part of that medicinal flow, the love, that reforms everything. See, there is no sickness. There is no death. We resolve that now by releasing the pain, the weight of it, taking it lightly, and doing it brightly, man. Letting the love be in all parts of our heart and soul, not isolating any part of it and saying, ooh, that's evil. It's all good. Bring it home, babies. Bring it to your heart. Bring it to your central person, man. Learn to live in this flow like the rhythm of rock and roll. That's what it teaches us here, man, to get it clear. To rock with it, to roll with it, move with it. That's why it's got that bass beat and that divine harmony all around it, man. It's the sum total of creation given in a harmonic, vibrational sort of way inside of time, wouldn't you say? It's amazing. We could get away with it, but we've done it. And in so doing, we've transformed the whole reality. We changed the vibe just by getting them to, release this stuff all over the planet. And they thought they were getting away with some whole other thing, yet they knew in their heart that they're us too. And there was no opposition, so they were still in service to humanity, despite what they tricked themselves into believing for a while. See, every soldier today is beginning to wake up in that same way and starting to see what's really going on here. Because only in peace can you release it. As long as you feel the agony, well, there ain't no ecstasy in that agony, is there? Not till you let it go. And you realize it's all the same flow. It's all life, don't you know? Sweet love. Really, really sweet love. I mean, the kind you get from that sacred herb, Mary J. Ooh, baby. Let her help you along the way. I mean, she'll come and go in your life and flow, but babies, so does rock and so does roll, see, You live in the presence of harmony. You live in the existence of truth, and truth does not mislead. You cannot be misled. See, you rise above the programming of the dead and join the land of the living without having to die to do it. Isn't it beautiful? Just stay in this flow, baby. Stay in this glow. Let the rock be the roll be the rock, and the heart and soul, and what else? Spirit too, baby. All of us united in that. Ooh, well, a smooth sort of way. Bringing the stuff out of the trepidation quite naturally, wouldn't you say? What a bright and beautiful day we got on this wobbly old Wednesday, eh? I'm so glad you joined in, babies. You helped me see the way. Without your heart, it doesn't work, see? Any little part here being gone away and the whole thing fall apart. Every part's necessary. Every person, divinely so. And respected for it, too, all across the universe. Darlings, as you awaken, you will see. Your audience, more or less. They're not really. They're your family. We are united with all of that life. That's how it's and why it's living with us. It's not exactly a show they see on TV. It's something they live with us. We are their creation. They are us, too. See, they're the parental figures, maybe. But, we're the baby. They are too. See, it's all together. It's all a unified thing. A motion in a singular direction that goes in every direction. See? Cosmic explosion. Today, right now. Stay with it, babies. I'll see you again as we come out to play again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Though we'll never stop extending. See, we're already united. So there is no parting away. Okay? So just live with it, baby. It's not so bad, It's good to have an old coyote hanging around. I'll watch out for you, baby, Make sure you're protected, right? No, you don't need no damn protection. You live in love. That is your protection. Nobody can think a violent thought, let alone take a violent activity in your presence, man. Oh, that old shit dissolved away. Now the soldiers become the peacekeepers, the keepers of the dream and the fulfillers of it too. And this is what they spread as they go forward across the land. It won't be in tanks and huge armies, just on foot, man, just walking or flying in, man, and saying, hey, let's be peaceful today, okay? And everybody is, because you got that energy that liberates the hearts around you, okay? Live it beautifully, won't you? Because, it's a gift from the creative heart of Mother Love. Mary Jane, as we say here at Spring Creek, the headwaters of life, the rockin'est little radio show you ever found. Yeah, ever since you tuned in to hazyradio.com. Oh, baby, getting it on today, ain't we? AZ Radio Network, babies, singing your heart's song all the doggone time. Right? Right. Love you so, babies. See you tomorrow. But be flying with you all day today, wouldn't you say? In that coyote sort of way.